sinned, dear Father. Father, I have sinned.
As I continue to do this research on the hoax of the so-called precession of the equinox, I find more revelatory information that is, it's undeniable. And this video is really unpolished. I just wanted to get this information out there and up there because if you watch my previous videos, I explained to you why the precession of the equinox is a hoax. The sun always crosses the galactic equator during the solstices, whether in June or December, meaning that it's not going to shift over hundreds of years of time forward or backwards. The sun is using that, and within the concave Earth, the sun is using that Milky Way threshold to change direction, so it performs a function. And so it's quite easy to see once you understand the mechanics of the true universe. And so I was just doing more research and came across this web page here. This is the gem of a web page here. I'll show it to you. This web page is by somebody called Thomas Rossetto, and it was published back in 2009. The convergence of the winter solstice and the galactic alignment in 2047. And essentially what he's describing here is that he pointed out an error, a supposed error in the astronomy software program called The Sky. The Sky. I'm not sure if that's an obsolete program anymore or whatever, but what he did was he derived his data from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. He said he became aware of a web-based astronomy ephemeris calculator run by NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. The calculator is called Horizons, and anyone can use it to quickly find the location of the sun or any of the planets at any particular time or date. It has a feature that makes it very easy to find when the sun is exactly on the galactic equator. With this calculator, I've established that the software program from Software BISC called The Sky version 6.0.0018 appears to be using the wrong location for the galactic equator. I wonder why. The program does correctly locate the sun, the planets, the stars, and deep space objects. It is only this imaginary reference line that is incorrectly located. In my opinion, this error may have come about because the pole and zero longitude vector for System 2 coordinate system might still be set to its B 1950 data points rather than the J 2000 data points that should be used. This would perfectly explain why the date found by my essay is exactly 50 years later. Okay, see, this is what NASA is having to do because there is no precession. The sun is not, from their vantage point, from their skewed vantage point, the sun is not moving through the galaxy, and it's not, it's not just crossing the galactic equator once every 20, or actually once every 13,000 years, because it's divided by 2. It would cross it 2 times. So they have to move the goal in this day and age, this modern technological day and age where everything is recorded. You have amateur astronomers with telescopes. They can record, they can find out all this information. That's why astronomy is fucked. It really is. It's wrecked. And then you put two and two together, and you realize that there's been NASA astronomers that have been mysteriously killed. We have remember Richard Cohen? Actually, I'm going to dedicate this video to Richard Cohen. Richard Cohen and I had lengthy discussions, and he believed that I was right about the concavity of the Earth. He was a NASA scientist, a mathematician, and now he's in hiding. Well, he's got good reason to fear. So this is the NASA Horizon Web Interface. The tool provides a web-based limited interface to JPL's Horizon systems. See, it's very simple to understand. Once you understand there's no precession of the Earth is not spinning, and you're not living on it, but you're living in it, and that sun is simply staying at that galactic equator. It's using that as a springboard, that threshold line. It's a Milky Way band that divides the literal celestial sphere. I'll give you run a little animation of that. throughout the ages, or there is no ages, right? Because there's no precession. Throughout the centuries, throughout the millennia, the sun it crosses that galactic equator during the solstices. And the solstices are always going to be, June 21st, June 22nd, roughly, or December 21st, December 22nd. There's going to be a little bit of play, a little bit of fluctuation that they call trepidation, but it's never going to precess. So we were never in the age of Pisces 2,000 years ago, and we're never going to be in the age of Aquarius, whenever they say it's going to happen. It's never going to happen. And so that's what they're doing. They push the data. They call it the B, or the Bessel. It was named after this guy who invented the Bessel year, or the B 1950, or the J 2000. J standing for the Julian year. And so that's what's going on. That's why the people are dying. That's why they're covering this up this information. That's why they're finding discrepancies in the software, because they're pushing back the date. NASA is pushing back the date. They have to. Pushing back the dates. There was Professor Carol Armbruster. I'm going to dedicate this video to all the NASA, or all the astrophysicists and scientists that have mysteriously been killed. Carol Armbruster, Zachary Green. Who else we got here? There's Carol Armbruster. She was stabbed in the back. There's a bunch more. This guy, what's his name? Alberto Behar. I actually made a video about him a couple years ago. Dr. Richard Crowe. He was a astrophysicist. He had a telescope working out in Hawaii, and was a teacher. And of course, Richard Cohen, who hopefully he's okay and his family's okay. And there's plenty more. And that's what they're trying to hide. And that's what they're guilty of. That's what, So when I'm in charge, these people are going to have to be locked up. And so if you're on the wrong side, NASA, people within NASA that are trying to cover this up, it's time to come clean right now. I will accept plea bargains if there's some whistleblowers that want to come out and just tell me, admit that you've been lying, you've been pushing back the dates, and you've been suppressing the information, and you have been killing people who want to reveal the information about the fact that there is no precession to the equinox, and that the sun always crosses the galactic equator during the solstices. This guy too, Robert Sutton Harrington. So that's really all I have to say. I mean, here's my video I made about Richard Cohen, and I had the opportunity to go visit NASA and flip them the bird. So you're busted. NASA's busted, and this is, why don't you guys realize how grand of a cover-up this is? I mean, this, and I encourage you guys out there to do more research about this and realize that they have been lying about the dates. They have been suppressing back this information because it's just going to ruin everything. And the whole financial system is going to collapse. So, thanks for watching. Keep in mind, when you discuss concave Earth to people, I want you to stress the precession hoax that I uncovered, that NASA and many astronomers are guilty of hiding. They pretend the galactic equator is an imaginary line that goes through the middle of the Milky Way galaxy. That's why they can keep the fact that it is not moving a secret. According to the precession theory, this line has to move over the years, but it simply does not. NASA gives false data, and the data is given to all the astronomy programs and telescopes. When they say it's imaginary, they don't have to define it in relation to the stars. That way they can move it every 50 years. But the fact is that it is not an imaginary line. It is a magnetic threshold that divides the celestial sphere and governs the north-south direction of the sun. This is the silver bullet. This will take down the whole system. So keep stressing this. And the sun always crosses it on the solstices.
Seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.